What's up, traders? So today I'm going to talk about a stock that I was already super bullish on, but now I want as many shares as possible due to some recent news. So we'll take a look at that company and then we'll look at a potential trade. But before we begin, go ahead and smash that like button. And do remember that this is not financial advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any equities or options contracts. All trading comes with risk. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad. I am a full-time options trader and I bring in the bulk of my income from the stock market. Now, the first thing I do in every single video is share a word from God that has to do with money, wealth building, or business. And today's word will come from Proverbs 13:11, and it says, "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." And the easy to read version says, "Slow, honest income lasts longer." And I love this because I even shared an example with my community that my goal for this year, 2026, is to make $1 million in trading income. And while that sounds like a lot, when you break it down, there are 252 trading days in the year. And so if we take 1 million and we divide it by 252, that gets us to a little less than $4,000 per day. So all I need to do to reach my big goal is to focus on my smaller steps, which makes things a lot more obtainable. So I'm not focused on $1 million per year. I'm focused on a little less than $4,000 per day. And I know if I do that little by little by little over the span of a year, I will have $1 million in profit. All right, but speaking of people who are doing things absolutely the right way, I have to shout out members of the Trade to Freedom community. So first off, we have Kevin, who says he has a goal of $1,000 per week, and we can see thus far he is hitting his goal. So shout out to you, Kevin. We have Chandra, who made $900 in profit for the day with our 0 DTE day trades. And then we have Craig here, who says, "Thank you, God, that I am part of such a great community. Thanks, Rashad, for all the leadership and mentorship. Great month, and I am very thankful. Have a blessed weekend, everyone." And if we look at the screenshots he posted, we can see that he made $57,000 for the month of January in just one account. And then in another account, he made over $8,000. So collectively over $60,000 in the span of a month. So Craig, huge shout out to you. And if you guys know anybody who is looking to trade to freedom, tell them about the community. The link is below in the description. They'll get my trades, access to the community, access to the course, and access to ask me questions at any given time. And so if you're looking to hit your goals for this year as well, come join us. We would love to have you. But with that, let's get down to business. Now, of course, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that the market has been selling off for the last week or so. But we just hit the fear levels on the fear and greed index. All right, so we are at about a 35, but this is showing that the market is currently fearful. And here was my message to my community. I said, everyone quotes Buffett until it's time to actually be Buffett. "Be greedy when others are fearful" is the most famous quote in investing. It looks great on an Instagram wall, but here is the reality. Most people fail to act when the needle actually hits fear. When the gauge looks like this, the quote posters usually freeze up or they sell. They wait for the all clear signal, and by then the opportunity is gone. We are officially in fear territory. This is not the time to run. This is the time to hunt. And I mentioned that we do have a key catalyst with eyes on Google's earnings tonight. As the second largest company in the world, they have the power to either flush this fear out or deepen it. Stay focused and act accordingly. All right, what I find is that most people, most investors and traders, they always quote that line, but when it's time to put the action in, they're gone. Nobody actually does it. Nobody actually follows through. But those who do always reap the largest rewards. But when it comes to being greedy when others are fearful, let me show you the stock that I am very bullish on. And the stock we'll be talking about today is none other than Meta, ticker symbol META. Now, I was already crazy bullish on this stock to begin with. But when they announced earnings recently, it made me even more bullish. So we can see this post from AP News. It says Meta posts stronger than expected Q4 results, though costs continue to soar. But if we scroll down a little bit, we can see that the company earned $22.77 billion in the last quarter, and that was up 9% from the prior year, but revenue grew by 24%. Now, first off, to be a $1 trillion plus company and to still be growing at this pace is kind of insane. Now, it's one thing to grow your earnings because there's things you can do. You can cut back on certain expenses in order to increase your earnings. But when we're talking about revenue, we're talking about demand from your consumer to be growing at 24% still at this late of a stage is very, very different. And what's crazy is not only did they outperform for the last quarter, but they also raised their guidance moving forward. And so that's just them saying, hey, what we said we would do before, what you thought we would do, we are going to do even better than that moving forward. So what you've seen thus far, we're going to do much more here in the future. And so I'm loving pretty much everything that I am seeing right now from Meta. They are hitting on all cylinders. Now, looking at Meta over the years, this is exactly what you want to see from a company. You pretty much want it to look something like a staircase, getting higher and higher every year. That way, when you do your analysis, you can kind of determine what your expectations are for the company moving forward based on the growth rates they've had in the past, or what they say they will do during their earnings release. And we can see over the last 5 years, Meta has gone from making $117 billion for the year ending December 2021 to now making $200 billion in the year ending December 2025. So that is amazing. Now, if we look at analyst ratings, we can see that analysts are very, very, very bullish on this stock. And it's currently trading at $672 as I'm recording this video. But if we look at analyst price targets, we have a high target of 1,144, a mean target, which this is the number that I pay a bit more attention to, of 858. And then even the most bearish of analysts has this as a $700 price target. All right. And that's the most bearish of analysts. And so it's currently trading under all of those markers. And collectively, out of 56 different analysts, they have it as a strong buy as we speak. And looking at the seasonality of how Meta performs, it's currently following the path that it typically follows on average. And so with Meta, they typically have their fourth quarter earnings in late January, and they always do very good because fourth quarter obviously covers the holiday season. And when it's the holiday season, businesses always spend top dollar in order to get their ads out to you so that you can purchase all of the goodies that you typically purchase. And so we can see that January, on average, Meta goes up by 9%. All right. And this year was pretty on par. It went up 8.5% after it launched up right after the earnings. And then we can see on average, Meta has a red month for the month of February. All right, and that's usually from cooling off after such great earnings. Now, we're only 4 days within the month of February, and so it's showing that it's down nearly 6% now, but we obviously still have a lot of the month left. But we can see throughout the spring and summer months, it typically goes up quite a bit. And so that is some good information to have. Now, looking at the chart here, there is a very clear level of support. Now, these are the weekly candles, and this is going back for the last 2 years. But if we come and we look at this $600 level, we can see that this is a clear level of support and has been for quite some time. And ever since it crossed over that $600 mark back in, let's say, January of 2025, the only time that it really went under for any significant amount of time was during the tariff drama of last year. All right. So of course the entire market tanked during that time. But if we take that out of the equation, it has continuously respected that $600 level. It hit 600 here, then bounced up, then sold off because of tariffs. And once it regained it, it came up and hit a high of $800 back in August of last year. Then it sold off because of their earnings release, them spending a lot more money than what investors expected. And so it sold off for quite some time, but it came down and hit that $600 level. Then it bounced up, came down and hit that $600 level again. Then it had a nice green week. And then this week right here was earnings. And now it is cooling off a little bit as the market has been selling off. But I am very much a believe what you show me until you show me something otherwise type of guy. And so right now, I believe that that $600 area would be the floor for Meta if it were to continue selling off. And so I want to take advantage of one, this increased volatility, and two, knowing that it has a very strong level of support coming up very soon. And so what I think I will do is I will utilize credit spreads in order to be forced to buy the shares at a lower level. But since I'm using credit spreads, it will use up a lot less buying power, which will keep my other funds free in order to take advantage of other opportunities. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here we are at the options chain, and I'm gonna go ahead and select my expiration date. Now, as always, with most of my selling strategies, I will go up to 45 days. And so in order to capture as much premium as possible and take advantage of this heightened volatility environment, I'm going to go out to the extent of that. So I'll go to this date that's 43 days out from now. Now, as we've seen before, Meta has amazing support at that $600 level. Now, another tool that we can look at is the expected move, which the expected move currently says plus or minus $56. And so if we subtracted that 56 from the current stock price of $673, that'll get us around $616, give or take. And so in that case, I'd probably be okay with using any strike from $615 or lower. But let's say we want to be conservative. Let's say we really want to focus on just collecting the premium and going about our day with a great backup plan that we will be fine with purchasing the shares of this amazing company if the stock price were to continue to move downwards. And so with that case, I could probably come down to the $600 strike, or maybe I could do a little bit less than that. But let's just go ahead to the $600 strike. And so we'll click that. but now I want to make this a credit spread. Now, the reason I want to make this a credit spread, although I am fine with purchasing the shares, is that Meta is a pretty expensive stock. And so at the $600 strike, if I were to make this a cash secured put, then technically I would need $60,000 put on hold. Well, I don't want that amount of money held up because I want to utilize it for other things, such as our 0DTE day trading. And so in order to turn this into a put credit spread, all I need to do is buy any put less than $600. And from here, how wide you make your credit spread is basically up to you and your risk tolerance for the specific trade and how much you're willing to risk. All right. And so the amount of money that you need to put on the trade will always be your max risk with credit spreads. And the math for it is the distance between your strikes times 100 minus the premium you received. Okay, so if we were to turn this into, let's say, a $10 wide credit spread, then I'll go ahead and I'll buy this 590. And here we can see we'll make $130 per contract, and our max loss would be $870. And so we took the width of our spread, which is $10, then times it by 100, which is 1,000, and then we minus the premium we received, which was 130, and that gets you to 870. And so $870 per contract would be your max risk for this trade, and that's also the amount you would need to put on the trade to begin with. All right, and so we went from needing $60,000 to put on the trade to needing $870. And so that's the power of credit spreads, is it allows you to do so much more with so much less. All right, so for people with smaller accounts, you can definitely utilize those smaller credit spreads. Now, for me personally, again, I have a larger account and I am very willing to purchase the shares of Meta. And so I would probably make my credit spread a little wider, so maybe I make mine like a $30 wide spread. And so instead of buying the 590, I would buy this 570. All right, so now I have that in place. And so now I'll make $323 per contract on this trade, but now I have a slightly higher max loss. All right, now my max loss would be 2,677. All right, but if we look at the P&L curve here, we can see we just need for Meta to stay above the strike that we set. And as long as it goes up, we're good. If it stays the same, we're good. If it goes down some, we're good. It's not until after it goes below $600 that we start to make less and less and less. And it looks like our break even will be about $596.77. And what I typically do for exiting is I'll get out anywhere between 50 to 80% profit, usually around 50% if I see a better opportunity elsewhere. But if not, then I'm usually waiting to get closer to the 70, 80% marker. All right, and that's assuming that the trade goes in our favor, which it does over 90% of the time. But let's say that the stock price were to come down and the trade goes against us. Well, you have to think about, why did you enter into the trade to begin with? All right, options are just a leveraged way to buy or sell a stock. So the question on when should you exit? Well, the answer to that is, why did you enter? If you entered with the motive of buying the shares at the smaller price, well, then you do nothing and allowed yourself to be assigned. But if you were looking to just collect a premium, then you can always just set a stop loss. All right, but that is Meta. Let me know down in the comments below if you are bullish on this company as well. I absolutely love everything I'm seeing from Meta, but that is it for this video. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.